Hi, I'm Vincent Arcuri with Better Homes and Gardens. I wanted to talk today about this pandemic, the COVID-19 virus epidemic that's sweeping the country. It's on everybody's mind. I'm getting calls from past customers, my future customers, investors wanting to know what's my opinion on how I think that this is going to impact the real estate market. As a real estate agent of almost 30 years in the Tampa Bay area, I've been through the savings and loan scandal, that late 80s, early 90s. I've been through 9/11. Who can ever forget September 11th, 2001? Of course, the massive meltdown we had with the subprime nightmare that we had. And now this. People are saying, oh, this is going to be a quick rebound. You have to really understand a lot of these supplies on the new construction, they're coming from China. There's going to be a huge delay on that. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is going to be a quick rebound. I would caution against that thinking. There's a lot of jobs that are going to be lost, a lot of small businesses, even with the bailout, that are not going to be able to recover from this meltdown that we're having right now as far as everybody staying home. Some of these smaller businesses are not going to survive. The job outlook is not going to be as peachy as people think. The people are relying on this bailout, assuming that that's just going to save everything. That's just not going to happen. That's wishful thinking. And I've seen that from the savings and loan scandal to 9/11 to the meltdown. We kept thinking we were at the bottom and we were chasing that market all the way down, and it boiled down to levels we never imagined would happen. So now I want to talk, what about this? Let's talk about those jobs, those companies that are not going to recover. It's going to have an impact. We were having a robust economy, stock market was at record highs, and then here this virus came. So it is going to, do I think it's going to melt down the real estate market? Absolutely not. But we were due for a shakedown in the real estate industry for a long time. Something was bound to happen that was going to adjust. We're at artificially high numbers. People are saying, oh, wow, we have record low interest rates. Well, we've had historically low interest rates for years now, which has already created this buyer's market, this epidemic, this shortage of listing inventory. Quality inventory that comes on the market is gobbled up. But people are under the misconception that every listing is gobbled up. And I see listings on the market here in Tampa that have been on the market 6 months, 8 months, over a year, just from overpricing and overzealous sellers hearing all the noise out there that this is such a seller's market that they could pretty much ask any amount that they want. Now I'm hearing a lot of inexperienced agents that have never been in a downturn posting on social media all their opinions on how, oh, these historical interest rates are going to save us. They're not. If you really took a 3.5% interest rate and compared it to a 2.5% interest rate, the standard mortgage of a $300,000 mortgage, it's not going to really lower your payment that much. So I think that that's just misinformation. I think the real estate market's been pretty easy. I think it's going to kill off some of these disruptors that a lot of the real estate agents have been worried about. I saw recently in the news that Open Door has just stopped buying property. I think you'll see a lot of these other iBuy programs also cease in this uncertainty. Their stockholders, basically, they're just billionaires of Wall Street that are very cautious of what's going to happen. And they're not true traditional real estate investors. They just jumped into a hot market, kind of like the .com market on the stock exchange years ago. So you have to consider a lot of these mega team real estate agents that rely on Zillow and buying leads from Zillow. That's something I think you'll see a lot of these mega teams really constrict. Because these buyers that go online and those types of internet buyers, they're also going to disappear. You're also going to see people come out that are going to try to take advantage. You have these real estate investors that are going to prematurely jump and try to be predators on people's panic and lowball everything. Those people, with everybody having equity in their properties, I really don't think this even remotely reflects the meltdown that we had with the subprime. This is going to be something that more closely resembles the 9/11, where I think that after it's completed, after the final person has come through and we're past this COVID-19 scare, it's going to take about 6 months to really see how much of this is going to shake out as far as the job losses. we're certainly not going to see 50% reductions in prices. I think we saw recently this week how quickly the stock market rebounded just on the news that there was going to be a stimulus package. That tells me that investors are really hopeful. And also something that I've seen is a lot of inexperienced real estate agents saying, oh, here comes the short sales, buy my short sale course, here comes the foreclosures. That's just not going to happen. Properties, the average seller today has a huge equity position as opposed to the meltdown that we had with the subprimes, and some people that purchased homes in 2006, for example, by 2008, their property values had diminished some 50%. And then you looked at the adjustable rate interest rates that crept up after the first year of their mortgage. We have 30-year fixed rate at historically low rates that have really insulated people from that type of a meltdown. So I think nobody really knows. Everybody could really speculate. This is being the fourth major shift we've had. I can only look and see here in Tampa, a lot of people are familiar with eHome Discovery. They were one of the disruptors that everybody was in a panic over. As soon as the market shifted, a lot of those disruptors disappear. I'm not saying they're going to fail, but I'm saying they're going to shift their attention to other emerging markets, and they're going to get out of the real estate market. To the average real estate agent, I think you're going to see a huge reduction in the amount of agents. The last couple of years, probably the last 5 to 7 years, real estate has really transitioned into order takers. Most real estate agents are just taking orders, and a lot of real estate agents are mistaking buying Zillow leads for being a quality agent. I think the customer service, the know-how, the background, the ability to solve problems and put out fires is going to become front and center again. These old school real estate agents like myself always seem to really flourish during these down times. So I don't anticipate this historic meltdown that we saw during the subprime era again. I do think we're going to see a market correction, which is we've needed for a while. And I think buyers are still chomping at the bit to get into the market. I just think right now people are afraid to go in. They're afraid of the virus. You don't want to be in the home. You don't want to be near other people. So once the smoke clears, I do think you're going to see a little bit. It's been such a seller's market for so many years. I think we're going to see that probably level out to what's probably been one of the most normal markets that we've had in decades. So it all remains to be seen, but that's my view on what's happening. I'm not panicking. I don't think that any of the buyers or sellers out there should be panicking either. This is not something anywhere near what we've seen in the past where the country almost went into a depression. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, you've seen the stock market respond to the stimulus package. So I do think that we're going to have a little bit of a correction, but nothing that should make people not put their home on the market. And I don't believe there'll be a huge equity loss, but more of a stability. And it probably should turn out to be a little bit more of a stable market by the end of this year. So I'm Vince Arcuri. Any questions or any concerns you might have, feel free to comment on the video. You can always text message me, call me, 813-VINCENT. That's 813-846-2368. Hey, if you like the video, subscribe to our channel, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Vincent Arcuri, Better Homes and Gardens, Ellie Associates. Thank you for listening.